I just want to be cool. I just want to be liked. The thoughts are racing through my head. I'm 16 years old. It's 2011. And for the last, what seems to be an eternity, I've been living in Fairview, Texas. It's this small little bubble of a neighborhood outside of Dallas. I like to call it the suburbs of the suburbs. I go to this school called Lovejoy High School. Lovejoy, it's a super wealthy little school. You have to live in Fairview to go to this school. And all of the kids I go to class with, they pretty much get whatever they want. The massive mansions, the nice clothes, the fancy vacations. The wealthy kids, which is most of us, their parents are usually millionaires. Then we have the poor kids. Their parents are still pretty well off. I'm kind of stuck right here in the middle. And for as long as I can remember, my number one goal has been to fit in at all costs. And lately, it's been going pretty well. We've got a pretty solid group of friends. We call ourselves the boys. I just got a new girlfriend. She's pretty hot. But the coolest part is I've been really growing close to my sister. This last weekend, we threw this crazy epic party. There had to have been hundreds of people at my parents' house when they were gone. It was crazy. The house got trashed. My computer got stolen. But honestly, I didn't care because this is the first time in my life I actually felt cool. I felt noticed. All the popular kids were there. I mean, whatever. It's just a computer. You can get another one. But my whole life, I felt like I'd been working to get to this place I'm at now. But why do I feel so empty? Why do I feel so angry? I'm standing in front of the mirror, seething in anger, red in the face, fist clenched. Ugh. I've been freaking out at the smallest fucking things lately. Why did I get grounded? The anger, it overtakes me. I have a confession to make. I'm usually a little bit of an angry person, but right now, what I'm going through, it's unlike anything I've ever experienced. 3 weeks ago, I did something I'm not exactly proud of. To gain to the social level of popularity that I'm at now, I've had to do quite a few things that don't really make me feel that good inside. I'm not going to get into all the details, but 3 weeks ago, I started this cycle of pro-hormones. It's a synthetic steroid called Raptor. It's been making its rounds at Lovejoy High School. I really wanted to be cool, and I was part of the in crowd. I was also preparing to be the next wrestling team captain. And things were going pretty well. I'm 175 pounds. I'm 6% body fat. I've never felt more ripped in my life. But all of this, it's come at a cost. Like I said, the anger, it's too much for me to bear. I can't tell anybody how I feel. I promised my best friend Max, who I started my cycle with, that we'd tell nobody. The 18-year-old buddy of ours that bought us the Raptor, he told us that we got to be really careful with this stuff. You can't tell anybody. You've got to finish your 4-week cycle, and you have to take your post-cycle testosterone. If you don't, you're going to leave your body with 0 testosterone. You've really got to do it right, Hank. But this anger I'm feeling, my mind goes back and forth. I just want it to end. I just want it to stop. Every little fucking thing has been driving me crazy. I lashed out at my sisters. I almost got in a fight with my dad. I need to end this. So I decide, I'm going to throw this Raptor out. I don't need to continue taking this. The next week is the longest week of my life. I'm spiraling in silence. I can't tell anybody. I feel so empty. I feel so alone. But I have every reason to feel the opposite. I have every reason to feel loved, to feel cool. But I just can't get over this feeling. I don't want anybody to find out because then all my gains would be for nothing. So all week long, I stay in silence. Keep it in, Hank. Keep it in. You can't show anybody how bad you really feel. You're doing fine. The longest week of my life, it finally ends. It's now Sunday. My reign as wrestling team captain starts tomorrow. This is what I've been working my ass off for years. But I feel like I don't deserve it. Do people even really like me? I'm just a fraud. That night, I'm cooking dinner for my family. I slap a smile on my face. I act like everything's fine. I was a master in disguise. This night, I go to bed as normal, but I don't go to sleep. I'm staring at the ceiling. My mind feels like it's being overtaken by a dark force. Thoughts of despair are crossing through my mind. I've never had thoughts like this in my life. All last week, I was thinking about how I was going to end this misery. I've never done this before. I don't know what I'm doing. You've got to end it tonight, Hank. The evil voice echoes in my head. So I begin. I sneak out of my bedroom window. I'm kind of a pro at this. I do it all the time. And I decide to steal my sister's car. I put the Pontiac G5 in neutral, and I carefully wheel the car to the edge of our driveway. Nobody can find out. I'm out clear. Now it's 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'm driving to my best friend Max's house. He's the guy who I started this cycle of Raptor with. When I get up to Max's house, I'm looking at his 20-acre sprawling estate. Max lives on a ranch. Their parents are big hunters, and I'm over here almost every day. So as I approach Max's mile-long driveway and I'm walking down, I feel like I'm having an out-of-body experience. It's almost like I'm a video game character being controlled. I have no control. I'm spectating it all go down. My body moves towards Max's house. I know exactly how to get in. I take his spare keys, I go around to the back door, and I unlock the door. I'm now standing in front of Max's gun cabinet. Do it, Hank. Do it. Right about this time, I hear footsteps coming. You've got to hide. I feel so scared, but I feel like I can't do anything about it. I'm now hiding underneath Max's desk, and I see his parents' footsteps coming into the study. They're freaking out. Somebody's gotten in. Somebody's here. I keep quiet, holding my breath. As soon as they leave the room, my instincts dash me out from underneath the desk. I grab the first gun I can find, the first gun I can get my hands on. It's Max's 12-gauge shotgun. I've never used a shotgun before. I sprint out into the field with the shotgun in my hands. Is this real? Is this happening? You have to do this, Hank, now. People are coming. My body moves itself into position. The butt of the 12-gauge shotgun's on the ground. My body moves over. The barrel slips into my mouth. I lean over, and I pull the trigger. Boom! The blast ruptures through the side of my face. I'm still alive. This can't be real. I touch my face. I have a golf ball-sized hole in the right side of my face. Blood dripping down my shirt. Still alive somehow, my body jumps over the fence and starts sprinting back to Max's house to get more ammunition. Drop the gun! I'm surrounded by police. There's 5 police officers around me. I'm still well enough to lunge towards one of the officers. Zzz. I'm tased 5 times before they bring me down. Shake this off. I know this is a lot to hear. I know this is a lot to handle. I know what you're probably thinking. A shotgun blast to the face? Hank, how could you be so good looking? Hundreds of plastic surgeries, and I look like this. I didn't wake up out of a coma until 5 weeks later. I had a tracheotomy in my throat, a feeding tube in my stomach, and a catheter down here. I open my eyes for the first time in weeks. I see my family surrounding me, overjoyed, tears in their eyes, just to see me open mine for the first time. I can't talk, but I can see. It's in this moment that I'm captivated by this light. It's coming out of the hospital window. Now, I don't know what your spiritual beliefs are. I don't even know what mine are in this moment. But this energy, it grabs me a hold tightly. It grabs me by my spirit. It says, Hank, your family loves you. Hank, you're still alive. Hank, you didn't want this. For the first time in my young life, I feel the gratitude course through my body, filled with goosebumps, incapable of moving. I feel more joy, more happiness just to be alive in this moment. I see my family, and I now see all of the love that they had for me. I was blinded, but now I see the truth. I decide right here, I make a decision that carries with me for the rest of my life. What I've done, it's no more than a mistake. It's an accident. I didn't want to die. This doesn't define me. I start my road to recovery. It's now 11 years later, and here I stand, speaking in front of each and every one of you. In 11 years, I've had over 100 facial reconstructive surgeries. I've seen more challenges than I ever could have dreamed of before I made that decision. I thought that I had embarrassment and guilt and shame. Now I knew what embarrassment really felt like, walking down the halls of Lovejoy, knowing that I had done what I did. Now, 11 years later, I know that my mistakes, they don't define me. What defines me is my response to those mistakes. I now know that my differences, they can be my superpower, not something to feel self-conscious about. But for years, I felt embarrassed of this scar. Now I look at myself in the mirror and I see a beautiful scar. A scar that resembles hope, not only for me, but for anyone else out there that may be struggling. Now I'd love to tell you that life has gotten easy and that I don't have challenges anymore. But really what's happened is I've just gotten a whole lot better at dealing with these challenges. I know that life is worth living no matter what life throws at me. And when I'm faced with turmoil, now I just look myself in the face and remind me, I'm just happy to be alive.